This is part 2 of the Unreleased Operator series where we discuss operators who have not yet been released in the EN servers. This will be in chronological order, but keep in mind that EN will not always follow the order of release in CN. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, I'll leave the link in the description as well as in the upper right corner of this video. I recommend you take a look at part 1 first, since those operators will be released before the operators here in part 2. The first banner in part 2 is 1000 Heads. This is a rate up for Leizi and Ceobe, and let's go over Leizi first. Leizi is an AoE caster disguised as a single target caster. Her normal attacks hit one enemy, but the attack bounces between enemies, inflicting reduced damage as the bounces stack, as well as slowing them down for a very short duration. She does more damage to unblocked enemies, but I personally think her kit isn't as good as it should be. This was really disappointing for me because she had such a good illustration, especially her E2 art. Although she is a single target caster, she does cost 32 DP to deploy, which is similar to an AoE caster. Her DPS is okay, but I expected it to be a lot better considering her kit. She can provide a 0.2 second slow, but if you're aiming for stall strategies, Gray can inflict a 0.6 slow or 1.2 if his skill is active. Skyfire has a lot more damage also compared to Leizi with her skill 2 up, so Leizi is kind of in the middle ground for me. She would be good in some scenarios, but you'll have to set her up pretty well for her to thrive, which is why I'd rather skip her. The 6-star for this rate up is Ceobe. She's another single target caster and her DPS is about the same as Aegir. She seems really good and I like how versatile she can be. Her 3rd skill even allows her to switch from arts damage into physical damage, and when the skill is active, not only does she get a really big attack boost, she starts targeting the lowest defense enemies. So for some maps where you're trying to pick off the lowest defense enemies, for example the frozen spiders, you can use this skill. It's a really good skill. Skill 2 on the other hand targets the highest defense enemies, and Ceobe's talent grants her additional damage depending on the amount of armor the enemy has. So skill 2 will really hurt. You can melt a whole wave of defense crushers with that, even though you're a single target caster. So yeah, it allows her to dish out a lot of DPS. You know how Aegir's skill 3 just nukes everyone? Ceobe kinda does the same thing, but she does it one at a time with her skill 2. She does a lot more DPS also when she is a standalone mage compared to Aegir, because her passive does give her additional magic damage depending on the amount of defense the enemy has. For example, in this video from 25th Night, I think if he used Aegir instead of Ceobe, Saria would probably die long before the wave finishes. After the 1000 Head banner, Pure Stream was introduced during the World Wildlife Fun event. So there was a collaboration between Arknights and WWF. This only happened in the CN server and it's not going to be repeated in EN servers. Pure Stream was later on added in the standard recruitment pool, so we'll probably get her in EN through some random banner. They're just probably gonna put her in some random banner. Either that, they gift her, or they do something similar. But the event won't be replicated for EN server, since it was a fundraiser and the event's already finished. So yeah, Pure Stream is a wide area healer like Ceylon, and usually the wide area healers, I've noticed that they focus on resist. They grant resist to allies, so that helps a bit with the map control. It grants them resist, which is it halves the duration of stuff like stun, freeze, chill, root, something like that. All the CC, they have the duration. So for example, if you use Spectre's skill 2, you get stunned for 10 seconds. Instead of 10, it becomes 5. So yeah, they specialize in resist. Let's start with Bibeak. So Bibeak is actually from the contingency contract shop. So the first shop we get Siege, the second shop we get Bibeak, and the third shop we get Manticore skin. So he's not part of the Grassy Bagpipe banner, but she did come at the same time. A lot of people call her Mini Chen, but that isn't exactly what she is. They have the same trait, which is their normal attacks hit twice. And this is actually really cute on Bibeak, since she's based from some type of goose and her double hit animation looks like a bird pecking someone. It's really cute, I swear. And her skill 2 is a more stable version of Chen. So if you guys don't know, Chen is used as a bomb. She's often used as a bomb because if you max out her skill 2, it's gonna be ready to use, and she can deal up to 1,000% of her attack damage to up to 7 enemies, I think. So yeah, Bibeak can't dish out that much damage. Instead, she'll do 260% damage, but the upside is she can store up to 3 charges of this, and they are relatively cheap. So one charge is only 7 skill points. So you can always pop her skill in a fight, and the skill also stuns the enemy for up to 1.8 seconds. This is insane. Remember that she can have up to 3 of these, so that's a total of 5.4 seconds of stun. If you use this to cancel the attack animations, you can spread the stuns in between, and maybe it can be around an 8-second stun or 7-second stun. And if you use her wisely with other operators, you can perma stun. An example is you could use her with something like Project Red Phantom, or Weedy. You can stall out the enemy while she regains more skill points to charge out her stuns. This is really awesome. I haven't tried it yet, but I feel like she has also a good pairing with Aegir. Aegir boosts attack speed and attack, so we'll focus on the attack speed. He can boost attack speed by up to 50%. So imagine Bibeak having 50% attack speed. Remember that she is an SP, her SP regen is on hit. It's like Chen. So 7 SP, that's like 1.5 second, I think. That's just 1.5 second with the attack boost. So it's essentially a perma stun. So that's insane. Keep in mind that Aegir also has a 25% chance to stun the enemy. So it's really a perma stun. And like I said a while ago, Chen is a drop and go bomber, while Bibeak is a stationary stun lord. I love both, and in my opinion, Bibeak is the best welfare operator we have thus far. The Grassy Bagpipe banner actually has a 4-star that I'm really interested in building, and that's Utage. Utage is a vampire guard like Helidrop. You can think of her as a mini Helidrop, but she's used as a drop operator to deal with certain threats. So the usage is different, although her kit is very similar to Helidrop. She actually does an insanely good job at this. She can increase her attack speed by up to 100% when her health is below 70%, and her skill 2 exchanges 50% health for 50% attack when she's deployed. So when she's deployed, she already has a lot of attack speed, and she already has a 50% attack boost. She also deals arts damage for the first 13 seconds, and a lot of times that's enough to make a really good trade with a strong enemy. She heals up to 70% health per hit, so she does have the same sustain which is available for Helidrop, but she doesn't have any passive healing that Helidrop has, and she also can't be healed, which is common for their archetype. For future contingency contract, she will be very useful in dealing with some threats such as these spiders. She's often compared to Skadi since they're kind of both used as a Helidrop operator, so you drop them on certain threats that you don't want to reach your team. That's what the term means. Both of them have their upsides, but as a 4-star, Utage has insane value. She even has more defense than Skadi and can reach up to, I think, 3,400 health. I'd recommend pulling her from this banner because this banner not only has a really good 4-star, we also have a really good 6-star. The 5-star for this banner is Sesa. He's another AoE sniper like Meteorite or Shirayuki, and to be honest, he's not really special. There's nothing really special in his kit. He can reduce attack speed and increase damage taken by blocked enemies, but neither really gives him anything special or gives him an identity. So if you don't have an AoE sniper, feel free to build him, but keep in mind that in the future, we will be getting W, and W's damage makes all other AoE snipers forgettable. She does a lot of damage. She's a 6-star we will be getting in the future. Alright, so the 6-star for this banner is Bagpipe, and Bagpipe is the first 6-star on-kill Vanguard. Her talent is the same as Vigna, where she has a chance of increasing her attack, but she can also hit an additional enemy when this skill procs. She has the best stats for any Vanguard in her archetype, which is not really that surprising since she is a 6-star. Her skill 3 boosts her attack and defense and gives her 1 additional block. She also will hit 3 times per thrust, so there's a lot of opportunities to proc her talent, and around E2 level 40, she can easily dish out 3,000 to 4,000 physical damage per lance thrust even without proccing her talent, which gives her attack boosts. These coupled with her talent, which gives other Vanguards 6 to 8 skill points just by being on the team, is really strong. Keep in mind that something like Myrtle will need 9 seconds in order to charge up her skill. When you have a max potential Bagpipe, you only need 1 second. That's almost instantly. If you have a regular Bagpipe, you only need 3 seconds, and that's really insane. Imagine if you can do that with several Vanguards, which you can. And for Vanguards, it's usually a race against time to generate DP before the enemy is able to kill them. So this is a really game-changing talent. And keep in mind also that the faster the skills are up for Vanguards, the easier your clears will be. So a lot of clears may rely on Bagpipe, and this is I just can't explain that, but she's really good. And next to Blaze's banner, I personally believe that Nino's banner is the best one to pull on. Both banners also have really good 4-stars, which is a nice bonus. For Blaze we have Ambriel, and for Nino we have Utage. If I had a chance to max potential any characters in the game, I might probably choose Nino since minus 2 DP for a Vanguard is really good, but it also increases the SP donation talent to other Vanguards. This is actually also my most anticipated banner since I really want Nino, and there's probably a bit of bias since I really like her art, but you won't regret going all out for Bagpipe, that's for sure.